exploring your purpose can be a very fun and interesting process if you allow it to continuously evolve. As I've mentioned again, life in itself is actually an onward process. It is not a destination unto itself. So similarly for your purpose, if you let it cast it in stone, then you're making your own purpose a very limited experience. So let's view it from a different perspective through various tools so that it lets you rethink and really reevaluate your own life again and again. Okay, today's tool is the Purpose Venn Diagram, which is discovered by Borja Vilaseca, who is a Spanish writer. Let's begin. You probably might have seen this chart somewhere before, but let me clarify it for you. This is not the Ikigai chart, which is very commonly misunderstood because a TED writer misinterpreted it to be an Ikigai chart. This chart here is actually a Purpose Venn Diagram, which is actually created by Borja Vilaseca in his book, one of his Spanish books. Okay, now this, even though it's not the Ikigai, which Ikigai itself can also be used to explore your purpose in life, okay, and which we would discuss it in another video, okay. But in this Purpose Venn Diagram, I find it very meaningful also to actually look at it from his perspective. Now, according to him, the purpose in itself can be broken down into several circles of life, okay. Firstly, what you love. And what you love is just one segment, right? This could be your passion, your hobbies, okay? Now, things that actually lights you up, okay? Then we talk about what the world needs, okay? So what does the world value? Okay, if you can create the value for what the world needs, then it's highly sought after, right? Okay, then we can talk about what you can get paid for. Okay, so what are your services that you can offer to the world? What would you be paid to work as a career? Okay, now the last one is what are you good at? Okay, so what are you proficient in? Your skills. Okay, now according to this large 4 spectrum, we can then start breaking it down. Okay, we can start breaking it down to see what is the respective segment that it unlocks. Okay, so if you love and what the world needs, what you love and what the world needs simply creates a mission right in between. Okay, doing what you love as a passion, as a hobby, and you're not getting paid, you're just doing simply what the world needs, is a mission. It is not for your own sake itself. Okay, it is also doing it for others. Then it is considered as a mission. Okay, then doing what the world needs and what you get paid for is considered as a vocation. Okay, so this could simply mean that if you're doing volunteering jobs, or maybe you're getting paid very little just to do what is needed in countries that are, you know, facing difficulties. Okay, so there are people who are on such mission. Okay, so they are working in a vocation in itself. Okay, now let's talk about what you can get paid for and what you are good at, and we call this a profession. Okay, so professional skills comes into the picture. Okay, so whatever that you're really good at, skilled at, and if you monetize it, it's gonna give you a profession. Okay, what you are good at and what you love, okay, is considered as passion. Okay, so if you're doing this, what you love and what you're good at, ultimately it just creates a passion for you to explore in. Now, since we created all this spectrum and understood what it actually highlights for you right now, then we can start seeing what lies in between this segment. Now, in segment 1, you can find, okay, that if you are simply getting passion and profession in between in itself, passion and profession, it only creates a feeling of satisfaction, but a feeling of uselessness because you're just good at what you do, but the world doesn't see it, okay, and you don't get paid for it. Okay, hence why you might feel useless. Okay, even though you're really good at what you do, the world doesn't recognize it. Okay, hence why you have this feeling of satisfaction. You enjoy doing what you do, but you're not getting paid for it. You're not recognized for your efforts. Okay, now if you have passion and mission right in between. What you might experience is you might get delight and fulfillment. But again, no wealth, okay? Because what the world needs, you're doing it. What you're good at, you're passionate for, it's simply just a mission. Again, you're just speaking, most likely you're presenting, you're speaking, you're advocating. But again, you're not getting paid, you're not getting recognized for your efforts. You're just like a middleman in between, okay? You might be delighted with your skills, you might be fulfilled with what you're doing, for the sake of humanity. But again, you're not accumulating any wealth, okay? Now, we talk about the next segment, which is mission and vocation. And this itself gives you the segment number 3. It creates a feeling of excitement for you. It creates a feeling of complacency, but also uncertainty. Why? Because you're advocating for a mission, right? It's a big idea. You're constantly helping the world, but not essentially helping yourself too much, okay? And even though you get paid for it, but it's not like a stable career, it's not like a 9 to 5 job, okay? That's why it's always giving you this feeling of uncertainty, okay? Now, the next thing is, if you explore vocation and profession, it creates segment number 4 here. And what does segment number 4 produce? It produces a feeling of comfort, but at the same time, it creates a feeling of emptiness, okay? You might be having really good pay, you might be really good at what you do, but it may not necessarily be what you're passionate or what you love doing, okay? Hence why you get a lot of money, but you're not getting paid the right money, okay? This is what we call inspired income. Inspired income is what we coaches tend to do, We tend to encourage a lot of our clients to get inspired income, meaning you love what you do, what you are good at, okay? And also at the same time what you can get paid for, this 3 spectrum. But ultimately, what this purpose Venn diagram really advocate for is the right sweet spot in the middle between segment 1, 2, 3, and 4. This star over here is what we are trying to look for, which is ultimately highlighting your purpose in life, okay? If you can find what you're passionate about, what advocates as a mission, what you can be good at as a vocational skill, what you're professionally good at, then in between, right, that sweet spot in between is your purpose, okay? So hope this purpose Venn diagram is very useful for you to explore what potentially could highlight your purpose in life, okay? Now, in the next video, we might most likely talk about Ikigai a little bit, okay? Which most people misunderstood this diagram as the Ikigai, okay? Hope this video makes sense. Much love and light to you.